got that juice.
I pray to God he helped me through all that I'm going through. And I put that on my daughter so you know it's true. The ones who get under your skin, they be the closest to. Intentionally with malicious intent, they be provoking you. Hiding secrets amongst fam ain't what we supposed to do. Patience is a virtue, what my time ain't got too slow for you. My creativity ain't been making enough dough for you. You think I'm jealous cause you doing what you supposed to do. I work way too hard to still be second guessing. How many real, how many loyal, that's my second question. I don't believe you once you cross me and reject progression. My daughter mean the world to me, my talent, that's my second. But all I got still, I ain't trying to be 40 out on the block still. Still gang banging, running from cops still. That's real fucking backwards, nigga, that's not real. No, that is not real. I ain't no flunky or no junkie, I don't pop pills. I want this shit more than niggas already got deals. This been my dream since a youngin' playing with Hot Wheels. You downplay my situation cause that's not real. Introduced you to mini plugs, feel like you took them and ran. What's the point of a poker face when you done looked in my hand? I've been at it longer than you, I ain't no rookie, my man. And that's a fact. They wait until your back against the wall, and once you struggling, like they don't care about the problems you've been juggling. I came up from the bottom from gang banging and hustling. So many turned their back on me, I probably never trust again. I swear this ain't no diss record, right hand up to the Lord. I'm just speaking on this beat, what we don't speak about on them calls. We family before anything, motherfuck it all. I'm feeling like Wheezy, nigga, damn I miss my dog. I don't care about them other niggas, but you my brother, nigga. One of the few that could say mommy to my mother, nigga. When shit get hot, I'm right there jumping in that oven with you. We was Martin and Will, two bad boys, look, arguing still. I tested you many times, looked at your heart and it's real. You know me, I'm your Brody, your motherfucking homie. But the way shit been unfolding, it been burning through me slowly. I don't know what else to say now. You been fucking with me since the sandbox in the playground. Getting money with me round the globe, that's how we play round. Sacrifice it all for my dog, 10 toes, how we stay down. They wait until your back against the wall, and once you struggling, like they don't care about the problems you've been juggling. I came up from the bottom from gang banging and hustling. So many turned their back on me, I probably never trust again.
Oh, already.
Right.
The Illuminati.
Should hear you now. They hear me? All right, man. Y'all know the shit is 2 Oxtails and An Empanada. It's your boy, Uncle Paulie.
It's your girl, Ange.
We ain't gonna go back into everything we said, but we gonna jump right into it. It can be sort of like political news, but maybe it's not. But in New York right now, you can now be fined up to $250,000 if you call someone.
Can you hear us now? Let us know.
An illegal alien in New York City. And the New York City has banned the term illegal alien when used with intent to demean, humiliate, or harass a person, the city said. And the guidelines announced last week also banned discrimination against someone based on their English proficiency and threats to call immigration authorities on someone based on a discriminatory motive. These violations can result in a $250,000 fine. So I'm gonna ask the panel: one, who is in charge of judging whether you said something wrong, and why are you being fined now if someone is illegal? And I'm not calling on nobody, but if someone is illegal and they're an illegal alien and you call ISIS and they lock them their asses up, how can someone come up and say your motive was malicious or vindictive? So I'm just trying to find out, why are we coming up with all of these rules when they've been telling blacks to go back to their country forever? So where's the $250,000 fine for that?
So basically what they're saying, they're not just saying that this is towards illegal immigrants, right?
No, they're saying this is for illegal immigrants. This is a law for illegal immigrants.
Well, now I'm confused. You say they can't stay here, but they got laws. Let's get into it. That is like a catch-22.
That's the anti-discrimination? Is that what that is?
It has to be.
That's what they're trying to put it as.
I had that video.
Oh, somebody said, well, go get Cassidy for talking reckless. Freddie, you funny.
No, we good, Uncle Ron. Don't worry about it, because it's long.
I got it, dog. I'm just saying.
All right, go ahead. Uncle Ron going to play a little bit of the video.
Okay. Hey, Freddie.
In New York City, you may be facing a $250,000 fine if you use the term illegal alien in a derogatory way. The Big Apple tweeting out other new guidelines, saying New York City has made it illegal to threaten to call ICE based on discriminatory motive or to tell someone, quote, go back to your country. Hate has no place here. Well, joining me now to talk about that and much more, new Acting Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director, Matthew Albence. Great to have you with us tonight,
Thanks
sir.
for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about that. And I want to put up on the screen so people can understand what this new guideline is out of New York City, talking about what's going to get you in trouble. And they say it's about the discriminatory motive. If you're unkind to someone, if you threaten to call ICE, if you make fun of the way that they, are not as proficient in the English language, you can face a fine of up to $250,000 per act. Who's going to make a judgment call on this?
I don't know. I'm certainly no attorney, and it seems to me if there's some First Amendment violations there, it's not going to stop us from doing what we do. We're out there every day getting dangerous criminals off the streets, even in places like New York City that fail to cooperate.
So I'm just a little confused. I'll let you go in, Angie.
Yeah.
What was just said? How do you feel about that, and how do you take that?
Well, first of all, and this is no shade to immigrants, but if you're an illegal immigrant, how the hell am I, as a tax-paying citizen, going to get fined for defining who you actually are? And then they said that you can't say it derogatory, so should I say illegal immigrant or illegal immigrant? I don't know which way I'm supposed to go here. Like, this is almost like, who's responsible for this shit? Now, it's obvious that New York is a sanctuary state. I understand that. There's a lot of places, a lot of cities in Jersey that are sanctuary cities, but I don't understand, why am I being fined for somebody that you're trying to deport?
I'm thinking maybe they should change the name to Misplaced Democrats.
Yo, you know what, too? It's part of, I be seeing a lot of comedians now.
And
because it's like, right now they're fucking with your First Amendment, the freedom of speech.
Right.
You can't tell me. I don't care if somebody is offended by what I say. What the fuck is that?
Right.
Now you can't. We can't play the dozens no more. Like, what the fuck? We can't crack on each other. Like, you're taking away too much. Come on, man.
Uncle Ron, I said this a long time.
Hold up, Bill Burr. You ever heard of Bill Burr?
Yes.
Watch his fucking Netflix show.
Okay. Okay.
Stand up.
Okay.
Watch Bill
check him out.
Burr fucking stand up.
Y'all heard that.
But
make sure you check into that.
I've been telling people this for a long time, and no one understands where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, if a white person says, I don't like you, nigger, they find out where they work at and they lose their job. Right? And people clapping and hooraying, that's good for them. And my thing is, I don't think it's right. And people might not like what I'm saying, but I should be able to say what I want, how I feel, and if you don't like it, it's understandable. But at the same time, what's going to start happening is, because once you start opening up that can, that's when everything comes out. Then it's going to start getting to the point where now you can't say what you feel. You have to go with everything that the media and or society or the government is telling you, and then when you go against what they're saying, then you're going to be fucked.
Salute entertainers.
And a lot of people don't understand that. And right now, the average person, and I'm trying to figure out, and they're trying to deter people from calling ISIS, deter people from calling ISIS, because this is my personal opinion. I feel as though if the Democratic Party can get the Spanish vote locked the same way they have the black vote locked, there will never be any other party that can beat them. And their agendas that they've been pushing that people don't realize because they're so caught up into what they're telling you about Trump and all of this other bullshit, which I'm not saying Trump's the best guy, but there's a lot of things that the Democratic Party is doing that I don't agree with. But if they can lock that Spanish vote and the black vote, there will be no one that could ever beat that party. And people better wake the fuck up and see what's going on. And that's my opinion.
People trying to tell us how to think.
Yeah.
Well, that's obvious. That's a plan that goes beyond race. But what I will say is this. I find it so funny that you have all of these different agencies and coalitions that are creating these things to say, well, you shouldn't say that to them. You shouldn't say that to him or her. But they won't stop producing nigga. They won't stop producing nigga on TV. People can call. We're actually fucking citizens, ladies and gentlemen, and we get called nigga. Are we a part of this? Can somebody get fined for calling us a nigga? You're trying to tell me, and it's, again, this is in no disrespect to anybody of a different ethnicity, race, of origin from the United States. I get the science, United States of America. However, you're going to tell me that I'm going to get fined for calling you a fucking illegal alien.
When you are.
And you are. But if you call me nigga, it's okay. And you know what? It's funny. I encountered something. I had a situation that happened today. And there was someone that was of a, I want to say, Hispanic descent, Spanish descent, Latin American descent. I just want to throw all of those out for anybody that says that I'm saying it wrong. And we were all having a gradual conversation, and this individual used the word nigga in a regular term. And when that person did that, they were in a room full of African American people. And when you want to talk about necks whipping, those necks whipped. But should I fine him? Can he get fined for making that type of statement, even though in his mind he didn't mean it in a derogatory way? It was the way that he speaks. It is actually the same thing, because I don't see nobody discriminating against people that are illegal aliens. You have some people that feel bad that families are being separated. You have kids that are not accounted for anymore. That are being molested, hurt, all of this shit. But what the fuck is going on here?
I'm about to show y'all something. Did you see the Dave Chappelle shit?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Loved every minute of it.
Well, I just want to, because you were talking about that, and this is really fucked up. This is one thing.
I know.
Absolutely, D. Absolutely. No one said Trump was the boogeyman.
But everybody think he is. I
no.
understand where he's coming from.
Trump's not the boogeyman. Trump's just not afraid for you not to like him. I have to say that.
He's not in. He can't be controlled.
No, he can't.
So I brought this up because I couldn't remember. So what it was Dave was saying how on his TV show they were getting on him about saying faggot.
Yeah, I could tell you the whole thing.
And right. Well, so and then he said, well, I could say nigga, but I can't say faggot.
Right.
And the manager said, because you're not gay. Well, I'm not a nigga either.
Yep.
But I could say nigga.
Exactly.
So this is the fucked up part about how people are trying to fucking set rules. You setting rules, but you're not. If you're gonna set the rules, you got to go all the way back to 1775.
Absolutely.
You can't fucking change certain rules. That you want to change. That was the deepest shit.
Deep ever.
Man.
Like, we're going to change things according to our agenda, whether you like it or not. But ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, people of color will always be at the end of the spectrum. And they're going to make sure that you understand that. And people understand that this is bigger than race and bigger than gender. and sexual orientation. This is all about control from a race perspective. You're black, get over there. Everybody else come up, you go over there. The nigga stays there. And what will happen is, and people, we have to be mindful of how we use this word too, because what happens is it's too late, but it's justified. You say nigga, why we can't say nigger?
Yeah, that part gets me mad, man. But we're gonna move on. We ain't gonna stay because we could be on this topic all.
Well, the last thing is, so when a white person calls a black person a nigga now, it's $250 fine.
No,
because if not,
it's
some bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I say
some bullshit.
This law is some bullshit.
And not
$250, a $250,000.
Oh, it's 52. What?
Yeah.
I said they say 1,000. Mind you, in the same breath as you say 1,000, that illegal aliens getting deported, and now you got more money. This is America.
Yo, man, word is born. But we gonna jump on. We know what? Cause I've been waiting for your tea.
No, y'all can't do that to me. It's too early for tea.
It's too early.
And I still got the pot on. Give it a second.
Got the pot. All right.
Give it a second.
We didn't hit the whistle yet.
All right. So we gonna jump into the Florida City Commissioner that slammed the deputy as a bad cop, and he spit some bars.
Get into it.
I got that.
Yes.
What is it?
Florida deputy slams cop.
Are they in a like a
council
room?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I would like to make a comment. I want to congratulate all the BSO officers who've done such a great job.
Morning, Captain.
Joshua Gallardo,
It's my line.
can you come down for a second? It's good to see you again. You probably don't remember me, but you're the police officer who falsely arrested me 4 years ago. You lied on the police report. I believe you're a rogue police officer, you're a bad police officer, and you don't deserve to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate as a whole BSO and everything that you do for us. Thank you for your service to our community. We appreciate you. Please take that away from here tonight or today. Thank you very much. Be safe out there.
He sunned the shit out of me.
Yeah, he's saying. You know what was funny?
Yeah.
The lady
thought he was coming up to get an award or something, probably.
The lady with the long ass wave cap on. Yo, she was trying to cut his mic off.
Wait.
She was trying to cut his mic off, but it was not.
I gotta do what they was doing.
Happening. Yo, that shit was bars.
Yo.
And you know why I like that? Because he didn't get deep
Word
into
wise.
it, and I would love to hear his backstory. But he told him straight up, man, you arrested me on some bullshit.
He called him a rogue cop.
You lied in the paperwork, nigga. You shouldn't be up here, motherfucker.
And all the cop did was this.
What could he do? That shit was bars, yo.
And the old girl tried to clean that shit
Yeah,
up.
she tried.
We appreciate you.
Nah.
Be safe out there.
Yo, Freddie, he kept that shit 100.
And I'm here for it.
If you, I just would love to see I wish I could have seen his face good, because I know he had to feel some type of way.
Absolutely. You come down here with the concept of you're about to be praised, loved.
Yeah, he called him back up there too.
Come on down, brother. Got some kind words for you.
Yo, man, that shit. I think that shit right there, man, he should be commissioner of the week, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I just want to just shout out, man, my homeboy for doing what you did, man. Much respect, man.
We here for you.
But we going to get into something else, man, and I want to see how the listeners feel about this. Remy Ma was slammed for rape victim comments, and I want to see how you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. I want to see how you guys feel about what she said.
Okay.
It seems like in a lot of these alleged sexual assault cases, the women are asking for money. Hey, give me some money and I'll feel better. To me, in any exchange where sexual acts are being compensated with money, like that's prostitution. I'm
no,
sorry.
not necessarily.
I'm sorry.
No, Remy, that's a gross simplification. You have to agree to the sex for it to be prostitution.
Yes, correct. Because in one instance, they're like, it was so horrible, and he did this to me, and he did that to me. But give me $2 million, and I'll go sit over there, and I won't tell anybody.
Okay, you just.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Angie, I would love to hear your thoughts on that, and then I can go on to mine.
Well, I'm actually glad that I heard that. One word that I love to use up here that Remy used was allegedly, right? Now, she didn't say people that were found guilty. She said allegedly. So I have to say this, and I have to kind of rock with this. When you have experienced something, whether you are male or female, and you experience somebody violating you in a way that was beyond what you agreed to, that does something to you emotionally and spiritually. Now, you have some people that say, fuck the emotional and spiritually. If you keep my pockets fat, I'm good to go. In a way, from the way that she said it, it came off harsh, but I really don't think that she meant it in that way to say that if anybody has been a rape victim and they're asking for money, that's like prostitution. She was safe with what she said, alleged. Because you have a lot of people out here that are jumping on bandwagons for money. So you have to be careful about that. Even though, in no way, me personally, I've had people in my family that have experienced that. Money would not take back what happened.
That's what Fred just said.
You know what I'm saying? So if justice was actually served for the perpetrator, that would make me sleep better at night. That would make me feel better if I really, truly felt that I was violated. If I'm looking for monetary compensation, there's an issue at hand. Because it's bigger than fucking money. It's bigger than Nino Brown, Miss Hawkins. And you notice that I'll be saying this a lot because a lot of people are going to get on her because, one, she's a woman. And two, they don't like to hear women even have those type of opinions on situations like that. Remy, I'm here for you. Maybe it could have been worded a bit different, but I'm here for you because I know when I'm on this platform, there may be things that I say that people look at me and they say, you know what? We don't agree with you like that, or you should be ashamed of yourself because you're a woman. But what she said was absolutely right. If you're going to talk about somebody violating you and your body and your mind, and the only thing that'll make it better is money, was it really violation?
Well, what happens is when that happens, it says, okay, now Angie be like, oh shit, Paul was sitting too close to me. I need $2 million. So it becomes about money. It's fucked up. I don't see the prostitution thing.
I know. Like I said, she like my man Fred said, man. He said no amount of money can make you forget. And then someone else said that she articulated it wrong. But
she did. I can honestly say that I felt that way. And again, you could tell that she was trying to be safe. You saw her other co-hosts, they didn't want to touch that shit.
They didn't want to touch that. But check this out. Garcia said a very, very good question. And he said, so the question would be, would you take the money or justice?
That's a good question. Now, again, that's something that you would have to experience before you answer that question. Or we could say, why not both or one or the other?
I don't think, because if they gave you an option to take money or justice, and you went for the money,
that says that you weren't, it didn't bother you that fucking much.
Not to that magnitude, because if it really bothered you to the core,
you would want that
ass
person
is going to jail.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just...
And you could sleep better at night.
I just think that there's something, but I think the way they are slamming her, And you know the Me Too movement is they.
Oh, you know that. You already know that
they full steam ahead. But the way they was slamming her, and going at her.
Well, you know why? Because it's national. It's one of them.
Watch Bill Burr.
It's National Domestic Violence Month. For people that don't know, the month of October is not just for breast cancer awareness. It's also for domestic violence.
Okay.
So when she made this comment in this time at that moment.
Wrong thing. I just hope she doesn't get messed up, man.
We love you, Remy. I love you. So I hope not.
Are you scared of your tea, or do you want me to keep going?
No, I'm not scared of my tea. I just
because if the pot is not hot, we can go into something else. And,
I mean, if that's what you, that's fine. We can definitely go into tea. And you know what? I'm actually glad you said this because I got something to piggyback off of this last topic. So. Go ahead and give my introduction, even though I don't like it, but I kind of do.
I'm going to step off for a minute, so you're not going to need the videos, right? So
Yeah. We're going to jump right in this, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know you've been waiting for this all day long. And now it's getting a little colder, and we're going to jump into Angie's Tea. Dangle.
It's a shame, y'all. You see how I got used to this shit. But okay, so since we were just talking about Remy Ma, so I kind of just want to start off my tea with that. I don't know if you remember when Remy Ma was actually accused of punching a young lady who was on Love and Hip Hop New York by the name of Brittany Taylor. This happened a couple of months back. She claimed that she was trying to protect Remy and Papoose' daughter from being attacked by a guy. And long story short, she said that Remy attacked her. She went and got a lawyer. You know, they had actually even extended Remy's probation sentence. Now, Miss Taylor is saying that it wasn't Remy that actually hit her because they had video coverage. She's actually saying that Papoose was the one that actually hit her. And she's saying it's not fair, and Remy was just trying to take the blame for her man. But quiet as it's kept, Miss Brittany Taylor has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder since 2018. And what a lot of people don't know is that she hasn't been on her meds. So right now, I don't really think that this story is going to really go but so far. But I just kind of wanted to give y'all a follow-up on that because when I originally heard the story of her saying that Remy Ma attacked her, I did not believe it. But of course, I'm going to give y'all the tea, so I'm going to follow the story all the way to the end. Now she's blaming the husband. She's not on her meds. No one wants her in music. We don't even see her in Love and Hip Hop no more. But don't you worry. I'm going to follow the story just to make sure that there's no development within it. Stacey Dash, everybody's favorite Clueless star, the Fox News contributor, actually was arrested about, I want to say, a couple of days ago. She got arrested supposedly for attacking her husband. Now, the problem with this is she was the one that actually called the police. And what she said was that her husband was attempting to choke her out. Now, Stacey Dash's husband's about maybe 6'3", and Stacey Dash is about, like, let's say 100 and something pounds, 5'1", soaking wet. So what happened was when the police actually arrived, because her husband had scratches on his arm and on his face, they locked Stacey up. Now, I find this to be very interesting when it comes with domestic violence, because usually when a woman makes a call or an accusation, they automatically go to the male. What I find to be interesting about this is the fact that she made the call saying that she was being attacked and she was trying to fight for her life, and they locked her up. She had a $500 fine. Of course, she's been released, and her publicist says that, you know, it was kind of like brought out of attack, like way out of proportion and all of that good stuff. And if you actually go online and you put it in, you could actually see the full arrest, because the arresting officer had a body cam on, and he was asking her certain questions while she was trying to hold back the tears because she's never been arrested before.
This is my problem. I'm sorry.
Okay. You really love my tea, right?
If you're my lady,
okay,
and you beat me up, and then you call the police,
that's right.
99% of the time, I'm going to jail even though I got my ass whooped. So right now, I think justice was served, and I don't think nothing was wrong.
So you don't
Just
think?
Let me finish real quick.
Go on now. Go on.
So they came to that door, and they seen that he had all the bruises on him.
He had scratches on his arm.
She had, and his face, like you said.
Okay, just all right.
She had no bruises on her. She didn't seem hurt. And the truth must have came out that she was the one that started it, and her ass went to jail. It is a fucked up situation. I don't mean to cut into your tea, but it does. I had a guy at my job. Girl said that she whooped his ass. Yo, she never even came to the place. Yo, they locked him up, and he was in jail for 2 days. And luckily, they had cameras at the building that showed that she was never even there.
Right.
But because of her allegations, this man went to jail. And this shit needs to stop. So I'm happy she went to jail.
Okay, so do you think that, do you think that if Stacey Dash was married to a black man, do you think this outcome would have been the same?
I can't say that. I don't know, but I'm hoping that it would be the same. Because I'm really just tired of a lady being able to call and automatically you going to jail and you didn't do anything.
Okay.
So it's just, I could be biased, and I don't think everything is, which it is and it ain't. You know, with the black thing, it's hard to see. I just hate that we always have to put things into race.
It's
because
unfortunate.
This ain't a race thing.
It shouldn't be a race thing.
This is a thing that, cause she ain't with us. So let's get that situated. But I just think that she put her hands on somebody and her ass got locked up, and it's good for her.
Okay. So let's just kind of move on. I want to give out a congratulations to Too Short. Too Short becomes a father for the first time at 53 years old.
That must have been some good pussy, boy.
He had a child with his on-again, off-again girlfriend named Sue Levy. The baby's name is Yanni Shaw. And he's been on again, off again with his girlfriend for about 7 years. He's currently doing a documentary with Ray J, just basically talking about being a father, raising a daughter as a black man in Hollywood.
Well, he got a daughter?
He has a daughter.
Oh.
Yes, he has a daughter, and she is a cutie pie. So congratulations to Too Short. I wanted to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine, also known as Daniel Hernandez. So, if you've been living under a rock...
Or Danny Brasco.
Oh, shit. So if you've been living under a rock, you don't know what's going on right now. At one point, he was facing 47 years. He was dealing with racketeering charges. He has since decided to cooperate with authorities, as well as his manager, Shotty, who received 15 years while he still was cooperating. You have a lot of people that have been thrown into this situation. Jim Jones, Cardi B, Chief Keef. If you pay attention to our show last week, I was kind of talking about that. Now there is being said that he's going to be released in 2020, which is a couple of months away, of course. And they're saying that he reportedly has denied witness protection. He says that he does not want witness protection. He wants to keep going on with his him being a celeb and him doing his music. Now I have a question here. Do you think that he was more comfortable doing that because we are living in a day and time where snitches are celebrated?
Let's go.
Do we think that or do we think that, you know what? He got into a situation, he got too ahead of himself, but so he did the right thing, and fuck it, he wants to continue on with his craft.
This is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe that his following, like my man, who just said it? Jake just said, his following won't they won't mind, they won't care. But I think the industry, it's going to be hard for him to do anything because the industry is going to look down on him. Yes. And then on top of that, what cities is he going to go to? He can't go to LA and perform. He can't go to Chicago and perform. He can't go back to New York and perform.
Nope.
So I'm just, and then what is he gonna rap about? He can't rap about or talk that shit no more. So I'm just really just trying to figure out what is he gonna do? Because even when one of his songs, he talked about how, I can't think of the exact words, how when the police come, you talk, and yap, 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 or whatever he be saying. But I don't know. I just wish this was the 90s.
Right.
Because if this was the 90s where you had Lil' Kim, man, having a shootout in front of Hot 97. You understand? So if this was the 90s, this would not be able to fly.
But
so I just think we in a new generation where,
right,
which I said last week, we came up in a generation. I'm 42 years old. We came up in a generation where most cats that was in the industry came from the streets, sold drugs, and became rappers. Now you have people in the industry today that are becoming that are rappers, and now they're becoming street thugs.
Now you're absolutely right, because I'm looking at the comments and there's a lot of overseas that don't care about what happened over here. They like him, they like his music. And the sad part about all of this is, and if you follow us, you know I say this all the time, I actually liked his concept. I liked the fact that he was, it seemed as if he was independent. He had a good eye for marketing. He was able to kind of almost predict things before they even happened when it came to like interviews, shows, and everything. And I think that when it comes to us right now in America, everything that made us love him, now they hate him. But the interesting part, ladies and gentlemen, you must be careful. This young man is smart. Because, no, understand what I'm about to say. The fact that we don't like him and we don't agree with what he does, unfortunately, the TMZs are going to follow him. They are going to give him publicity. Good publicity, bad publicity. It's still publicity.
Where he going to live?
And that's what...
Where he going to live?
Hell, he can go overseas.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody that's bumping his music, you better watch him. Because they telling. They telling.
Absolutely, they're telling, but you got to also understand, too.
Frank Lucas, time. So, you know, Frank Lou, you said times has... He said time has changed. So you're telling me basically that loyalty, respect, the game. My thing is, and I tell anybody this.
Right.
Yo, getting into that street life ain't what's up.
It's not.
But if that's a choice that you choose, and that's something that you live, then there's certain rules and repercussions from it, bro. And that's why I say all of these young cats that's out here playing like they tough, acting, you get locked up, and now you sucking dick and getting fucked in the ass for a pack of cigarettes and a Little Debbie.
And you
come on, man.
A little Debbie.
A little fucking Debbie.
Not even hostess out this bitch, Little Debbie. But the reality of it is, we are in a society that actually supports rats. I understand when it was a time frame where if you snitched, if you told shit,
nigga call me James Harden, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you was going to get fucked up out here in these streets. You were afraid. You went to other areas for protection. But right now, these last few years, that's not what's being celebrated. What's being celebrated is somebody saying, free my nigga, and miraculously, he appears out of jail, and nobody has a question. My thing is this. If you sign up for the shit, you got to be willing to deal with it. Now, when it comes to Tekashi, in my mind, from what I see, I think that he did get over his head, but however, he was aware of what the fuck was going on, and it felt good to talk all that good tough shit because you thought you had these tough ass niggas behind you, which by the way was crying in the motherfucking courtroom and got 15 years.
Angie, I gotta disagree with you. He wasn't aware. And like what I said, was he smart or was this world backwards?
Well, the world...
He wasn't aware because his ass got robbed.
He was smart for marketing, but he was backwards for everything else.
He was good at marketing. That's
he was great at marketing.
And they was fucking his baby mama, and they probably was fucking in front of him. Like, yo, dog.
They was doing all types of shit to this young man, but the reality of it is, y'all just fucking watch. Because one thing about the industry, they love controversy.
I've been telling y'all.
This is ratings.
If you remember when
Think about how many motherfuckers y'all know that did snitch out in the hood and they still out here walking and chilling and selling drugs and banging. Stop it.
Not in my era. And not from my era. You from Little City. You know the shit.
No.
It was not niggas walking around who was taking nah, we not even gonna do that, yo.
I'm telling you, but it's happening now, though. And all of our viewers y'all know to yourselves. Y'all know at least 1 to 3 motherfucking snitches that still get respect in the fucking hood.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, Angie. You know, nope. I can't agree. We're gonna move on with your tea. I was about to say something that I shouldn't be saying. Go ahead.
All right. Well, real quick, anybody that has DoorDash on their phone, I want you to be careful. DoorDash has a breach of contract. Right now, y'all being lazy fools that can't get your food on time, or maybe just call the damn store and get them to deliver it, and you want to do DoorDash, people can get into your credit card information, your checking and savings account information, all because y'all wanted to get a sandwich from Wendy's and it was 4 o'clock in the damn morning. I don't know. I'm just here to let y'all know. I'm here to give you the tea. I just want you to be very careful. Anybody that's watching this show right now, if you got DoorDash, get that shit off your phone. Point blank, period. Because you have all of your personal information, contacts, and everything are very sensitive material. It's at DoorDash's door. So I just wanted to give you that information. It's came out about a couple of days ago. Just order just order. You can go online and order. You can call on the phone. Maybe you don't need to be eating that shit any motherfucking way. Maybe it's fucking with your spirit. Eat a goddamn salad. But be careful with DoorDash. Okay?
Yeah, DoorDash in the way.
Okay.
But Jake, man, I hate to say it, but you're right, man. But real quick, man, you finished with your tea, baby? I'm sorry.
Oh, and that's it for my tea.
All right, dangle. Damn, everybody's saying Harlem the residents of rats. Damn.
15 minutes of fame, nor 2 Oxtails and Empanada had anything to do with that, but damn.
But I want to jump into this, man, and
that's right, John. Still, just cook at home, damn it.
Amber Geiger, if I'm saying her name right, the former Dallas cop.
Oh yes, Amber Geiger.
She has been convicted. So now that she has been convicted of murder, and now they said she's facing from 5 to 99 years. But what was crazy to me,
I got some crazy shit too about that.
Her lawyer was trying to say that she was
Wakanda.
She was allowed to use the stand your ground law, which she was in someone else's home.
She tried it.
And it was crazy to me that they was even trying to use that angle, because I just never, when a story was first told, I just don't understand how you can walk into someone else's house. Mm-hmm. She lived on the 3rd floor. Mm-hmm. He lived on the 4th.
Directly under her.
So now they're trying to say, well, the floors didn't have no numbers. Like the excuses they was coming up with, and you understand if you went up the 3 fucking flights of stairs.
Yep.
And then they was also trying to say that she was working so much overtime, and then they found out that she didn't work no overtime that week except for that day she did 3 hours overtime.
Big fucking deal.
So my thing is, the excuses they're coming up, and then a Dallas News put up a picture of her on their front page. That's and said she was scared.
The devil is alive.
So and then she did the typical white lady crying on. And I hate to tell people they're gonna probably give her the 5 years. She's probably gonna do 1.5 and get out on good behavior.
And I'm glad that you said that, because everybody's like, oh my God, she was found guilty. Black Lives Matter. Y'all shut that shit up. I'm looking for life without the possibility of parole. And see, what people don't want to get into it is that not only are you a police officer, not only was he a police officer, you were having an affair with him. You were sleeping with him. You want to try to fucking tell me that you worked overtime, got off of work, got off on the wrong floor, he comes to the door, and you kill him. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm going to tell you something else that pissed me off. She was allowed to go home before she got sentenced. I didn't appreciate that. I also don't appreciate if you go up there on the video, there's a police officer, a sister.
Oh, yeah, that's
you fucking shucking and jiving bitch. I don't give a fuck if this was Law and Order SVU, if that was your girl. I don't give a fuck. You out here fixing this bitch's hair? You fixing her. She murdered somebody.
He was hitting that.
And you out here fixing her fucking hair. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I honestly believe that, and yeah, that cop was on the WB. She had a hand up and
edges was fucked up.
But what was getting me is...
Well, that pissed me off.
Because I wasn't able to...
Oh, yeah, they was long, baby. I took them shits off. I was ready to fight. I was so through with that. It infuriated me.
You hear Andre, what up, homie? I wasn't able to watch the whole case, but that's what I wanted to know. How did she get into his house?
Because they were fucking.
And I think I heard something where they say she was dangling the key. And the crazy part was, which is scary, he was in the house eating ice cream, yo. Eating ice cream, opened his door. She shot him, and then like
he can't get his Baskin Robbins on.
One of the lawyers, the prosecutor was asking her, why did you stop even with the CPR? Like she texted him, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her partner. In between, like this lady came in there. I think he was tearing that ass up. Told her he ain't want to give her no meat no more. She couldn't handle it, so she bust his ass.
That's what happened. And then did y'all hear what she was like? Now this is the worst thing to me that this thing said. She said, I wish it was me. And I wish it was him with the gun shooting me. Why? So we can hang him? What type of dumb shit is that? You don't want nobody to get fucking killed. Let's call a spade a spade. If this was a fucking accident, no statement like that would have came out of your fucking mouth. So you're trying to, and see, ladies and gentlemen, the bitch is an officer. She knows what to say to hit home, okay? Been doing this for years. Ain't no way you gonna say, I wish.
She said that, Frank.
I wish it was me that was getting shot. Because what she was trying to allude was saying, well, I can't live or bear the responsibility of what I've done. I would have rather he killed me. So still in all, this whole brother would have got agony either way. Either you kill him or he kill you, but either way, he's fucked. Now, his family was there. They had on his favorite color. They were talking about all of the things that he's went through to get to where he was at. And, you know, of course, the family was hurt and everything, and they found her guilty. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something.
She ain't gonna do no real time.
Don't be fucking surprised at that motherfucking verdict that she gets. Just because she was found guilty don't mean shit. I need a sentence.
Yeah, and real talk, and we can move on. But I have to say I wanted to go back.
Of course I'm talking greasy.
And I wouldn't just ask the panel this. Why are we more mad at Takeshi and not George Zimmerman? Just wanted to throw that out there.
Cause his stepdaddy is a judge, and he's a white judge. Even though Zimmerman is not white, he's of Hispanic descent. Get into it, but we ain't even gonna go into that right now. That bitch was fixing her hair.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
What the fuck was that?
She was crazy.
I was upset.
I wasn't, cause I see the shit. But real quick, man, I want to get into it. Earlier this week, we had a 12-year-old girl that said that, you want to jump in that, Angie? You got that one? We had a 12-year-old girl that said that 3 white boys held her down and cut her dreads. And then now it just came out that the whole story that she came up with was a lie. And they was even getting to the point where they was saying that the school that the young lady went to, Pence, the vice president of the United States, they were saying that his wife worked there and this is a racist school. They were starting to go to the school and protest and all this, and I just think that this is just Jussie Smollett's little sister.
Oh shit, Jussie.
And I really believe that I don't want to see the girl's life be destroyed, but there has to be some type of consequence because
that's right, Frank. Jussie Smollett.
What she did could have caused. If people would have believed and they went with it, she could have messed up them young boys' lives, which is, you know what I'm saying. We gotta be. Keep it real and look at things from both sides.
Absolutely.
Them young boys' lives could have been messed up.
And that's not right.
And then somebody could have got hurt protesting. So I think these young kids are so caught up in trying to find a way to be famous.
Yes.
That they just doing stupid shit. And as a parent, I'm sorry. There's no way. I know my daughters. I know my sons. There's no way that I would have been sitting with no news without sitting there and talking to my daughter and making sure that this story was straight. Because now they're like a bunch of assholes, yo.
And I'm going to tell you something else, too. If I was her mother, I would have cut them locks out of her hair because the energy is obviously fucked up. Okay? So we want to get into it with that. If you're lying, that's wrong because us as a people, we take so much flack and we go through so much discrimination and we go through so many things and we don't got no room for no fucking fake ass rumor. You get what I'm saying? There was a young boy that was a wrestler and it was videotaped. Excuse me. Him getting his hair cut by his coach before he went and wrestled, and he was hurt that was happening, but he went along with what his coach was saying. The coach probably said, well, they'll have a better advantage by grabbing your hair. Whatever the coach said to get him to agree to that happened. I think that shit like that is a slap in that young boy's face. Right. You have no right. Our hair is something that has been a major topic for years. So for you to sit there and create a lie and to cause some type of situation, what I want to know is, where did this idea come from and who the fuck paid her to do it? Because that's where I'm at with it. You said Pence's wife is up in there, right?
Yeah, and that's what got me the headline. When I first seen the headline, it caught me off guard.
That's right, Frank. Fibbing, telling a story.
When I first seen the headline, and they put it up, and they put Pence's wife worked at the school, I was like, well, what does she have to do with it? and I just think that
you already know how it is.
Yeah, it was a narrative that because if it was true, that narrative was gonna go left, man. I just think that, man, like you said, with the things we going through, man.
And we don't got no room for that, people.
Time for that bullshit.
We ain't got no room for that. Now we got to separate y'all asses from the rest of us. This is something that we'll do. And you're absolutely right. I would have took a switch. Damn. But then, unfortunately, if I would have took a switch, they'd have called the peoples on me, and then I wouldn't have had a child. Nah. And then she'd have been sitting over here bald-headed with no locks and shit. And then I would have been locked up, and then she'd have been in the system. So the switch would have been off camera, Frank. Off camera on a low.
Yeah.
I do not condone abuse of children. I want to put that out
there.
Yeah,
you off your shit today, yeah? Yo, man, but we gonna jump into one of my favorite people, man. My homeboy, Malachi Love Robinson. The fake teen doctor is finally released.
They didn't release our boy.
And that's my man. So Mad Uncle Ross stepped out for a minute because I wish y'all could see the video. He was a young 19-year-old kid at the time that opened up a doctor's office and actually had patients and was taking care of people. And the people who went there, they actually loved him and said he was a great doctor. And it wasn't the first time he did it. So now he's out, and I just hope now he opens up a dentist office.
He can't work on the crowns and shit. I don't know, but shout out to him. I'm glad that he's out.
Yeah, so they let my homie Malachi out, man. So shout out to Malachi, man. We see you, baby.
Yes, y'all are absolutely right. You're supposed to say lie, but I grew up, if I said lie in my household as a kid, my grandmother would have knocked me upside my damn head. You telling a story, you telling a fib. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to get deep into it, man, you couldn't even say dang.
you couldn't say dang because dang was a loot and you were trying to say damn.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and shout out to the ancestors because they helped us. And we got to understand, all of us people that were born in the 80s, the late 70s, the early 80s, listen, y'all, we all they got at this point.
Yeah.
We got to be able to set that precedent and let them know what was taught to us, because guess what? After that, that's it. I love y'all 90s babies, but I don't know.
Hey, yo, Reg G, word is born. You couldn't even be like, what the heck?
Yeah,
yeah. And you right. My mother believed in that wholeheartedly. If you lie, you steal. My mother believed in that wholeheartedly.
This is the sound of water holes make you believe in Jesus.
But
you damn right.
But I you know what's crazy? And I grew up in a family where I went to church 8 days a week, and it
y'all got that?
It was crazy.
It lived in there.
Yo, me and my brother had to sneak to listen to regular music because the only thing we can listen to was church music.
Oh, y'all had to sneak to listen to that secular music.
Yup, secular music. So I understand, but one thing my mom did that I loved, she kept me around them church girls, and what a lot of people didn't know, them motherfuckers was nasty. So shout out to all the church conventions, because Truth or Dare changed and turned into straight orgies.
You ain't lie. You get your ass whooped coming here to his church, and the pastor or the priest was down with him. They said, yep, that's right.
Jake, straight freaks, and them deacons and them pastors' daughters, bro. They was nasty. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, I just want to throw something out there now that we talking about pastors and stuff. So, T.I. and I think 2 Chainz, along with 2 Chainz' wife and T.I.'s wife, Tiny, had attended Pastor Jamal Bryant's church because Kanye West was doing his Sunday service at that particular church. So, you know, they all wanted to come and support Kanye, you know, all that good stuff. So they got there. They got a text from them saying that the service would be over like around 11:15. So they got there like around 10 minutes to like 11 or whatever so that they could be there for the service. So T.I. has a show called The Expeditiously T.I., and he said he found it real odd that when they got there, because, you know, when you go to church late, you know, the mothers and the praying grandmothers they look at you crazy. He found it odd that they walked them to the front of the church and had them sit directly in the front of the church. So at that time, Pastor Jamal Bryant was done preaching, but they had another pastor up there. And the pastor was up there talking real tough shit. And he said, you know what? He said, God is talking to me today, and I want to ask at least 20 people up in here to put out $1,000 into the collection plate. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to take it down to 19 because I'm going to put 1,000 in myself. I want y'all to go look this story up. T.I.'s face was fucking classic because what he felt was they were preying on their celebrity. As soon as they got there, he starts begging for $1,000 a piece. And when he said it, everybody had got quiet. He said, I need hand claps. So you heard a couple of, but not too many. So it was crazy as hell. And I just happened to think about that story because we were talking about this.
But you know what's crazy? If T.I. has ever been to church, he shouldn't have been surprised. If you go to most black churches in America right now, offering is that's when the choir's
Respect the hustle. All
yeah,
right, man.
yo, real talk, man. And you right, Tyson. Kanye is about to be the next black Jim Jones, but I think he's gonna be the next Ike Turner. But like cats don't understand.
I love his Sunday service though.
Offering is the biggest part. I've been in church conventions where they stopped the service, and I seen the pastor say, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna come on down here today."
Okay, I'm talking about you got the offering.
Yeah.
You got the love fund.
Yo.
You got the children's fund. You got the pastor's blessing.
Yo, the pastor said we gonna have $100 line. We gonna have a 50. We gonna have a 20. And we gonna have a 10. And I'm looking, and people lining up in these lines. And I asked my mother, I said, Mom, why do they need this money? And she got mad at me. Like, don't go against. And they got us so brainwashed. They've been having a building fund for 90 years and nothing has changed.
Where is the building? But you know what? If I'm not mistaken, because I look in the good book, when they said tithes and offerings, I thought they were talking about cows and chickens and shit. Now, y'all over here saying that it has to be 30% of the income.
No, 10%.
10% of the income. Okay. I have no issue with that. But if God, because ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between being religious and being spiritual. Okay? Now, if I go into this church and all I got is $1 in my pocket and I'm coming to get a good word because maybe I could do something with that $1. And I got 4 kids over here.
You can buy a Magnum with that $1.
You can buy a Magnum so you don't get a 5th kid. Okay? I don't know if the pastor's going to get my shit, but I will say this to you. Understand that the people that are the big wigs in the church, you can only be part of the congregation walking in the door, but you can't be part of the big people in that church if you ain't making a certain amount of money.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's crazy too? A lot of these churches now are asking for your W-2 forms.
And why do you need my W-2 forms?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I need to know.
To make sure that you're paying your tithes right.
But God knows all.
But what I'm saying to you is, if you make $100,000, they want to make sure that you're giving that 10% of $100,000.
But if the pastor is anointed and I'm lying, why can't he get a vision?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I hear you, but it's cool, man. Uncle Rod, I don't know what's going on here right now, but we got to jump into my man Malik Yoba.
Ooh.
He was, it's the biggest scam known to man. And my certain family members
Talk about it, Tyson.
Might be watching this and get,
Jake, you know it.
And get mad at me, but it is what it is. But
I'm even do this for you because I love God. I don't like religion. I love spirituality. I might get in trouble with that from the higher powers that be, but that's how I feel.
But Malik, Malik Yoba, he did an interview at the Root.
At the whole Root. They got to the Root.
And it ended up turning into almost a fight because he started asking him about the allegations and
about the allegations.
Okay, that's cool, Uncle Rob. And what was some of the allegations that?
Well, so what happened was he went to the Root. He did an interview with them, and of course, because of what he said, that him and the host had spent 4 hours kind of talking about what they were going to talk about how he wanted to talk about the politics of what's going on, and about how he wanted to promote his march. So the allegations is when Mr. Yoba was doing New York Undercover, it was that he was going on down to the boulevard going to go see the girls. And the girls were underage. And when I say underage, I'm talking about 13 to 16. So you had a couple of T-girls that actually came out and said, wait a minute, don't come out here now talking about you here for us. When you was out here soliciting sex from some of us when we were children, when we didn't have any direction, and we thought this was the only thing that we could do to survive. So when he was doing the interview, the host asked him about the allegations and said, well, and again, Malik Yoba put himself in this position by comparing himself to Malcolm X, by comparing himself to Marcus Garvey. By comparing himself to Martin Luther King.
He compared himself to Malcolm X?
I said he compared himself to Malcolm X.
Marcus Garvey?
Marcus Garvey.
No.
Martin Luther King. He said that he is one of those people. Put him in the same line. Beat him up.
Wait a minute.
He is the one.
When Martin Luther King had a dream, it wasn't about no balls.
Okay, it wasn't about balls. It was about little black boys and little black girls. We'll get into that at another time.
Yo.
But the reality of it is, what he's saying is, he's saying that he is the one that is a heterosexual man that is standing up for the trans community. And he is saying that he is taking the emotional beat down from everybody because he is here. He is a lover of people. So, you put your own goddamn foot in your mouth, Malik, because you talk too goddamn much. And you always like talking in circles. You talk in circles so much, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're talking about getting shot in the neck. We don't know what's going on. But the host said some people feel that you are getting into the point where you're just trying to make this about you and not about the situation. And the fact that you're putting yourself in the place of people that stood within the civil rights movement, that people think that you're being selfish.
Wait, what civil rights movement?
The host was saying, in other words, how can you put yourself in the same position of Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey within the civil rights movement?
Okay.
And what they're saying is that a lot of people from this community, from this community is saying he's just doing this to push his own agenda, to get attention and things like that. He got very upset. And then the host went to say, the more you talk, the worse you're making it for yourself.
And that's when he got brolic. He got brolic.
And I'm talking about, forget R. Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. He was fighting for his life, and he went off.
He went off
on that man. And then he even went as far as to demand the cards from all of the tapes. He said that I didn't sign an NDA. He said, I want all the cards from here. Y'all are not going to get this interview. You got me fucked up. And he went off on the man. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't remember the name of that host, but shout out to him because he wasn't with the shits. When Malik Yoba was talking all that shit, he stood right up like, okay.
But he looks a little fruity himself.
We don't even care about that part. What we care about.
I do.
No, the reason why I'm saying that is because he called him on his shit.
Yeah.
And nobody else. When he went in the Breakfast Club, they didn't call him on his shit. They was too scared to call him on his shit. The Root wasn't scared.
You know why? I can understand why.
Yes, he had his daughter there. You absolutely right. Yes, we spoke for 4 hours.
I can understand why the Breakfast Club didn't do anything because they gotta watch what they say. And at the same time, I think thank you, Frank. They was 2 fruit bats. And at the same time, I really believe that he didn't want his daughter to know that he was fucking little young ass boys.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because if y'all did pay attention to our show last week, I talked about why his ex-wife said, I don't understand why you didn't sit down and talk to our kids. She said, I been knew what you were into. But why didn't you talk to our kids before you went public? Of course, he went completely against her, denied all allegations. Now, they have 2 children together. Only one was with him because the other one ain't with the shit. Because he's like, Dad, that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
The daughter is with him. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not mad at baby girl. That's her father. So, of course, regardless of what, she wants to be there to support him.
Do you think the wife realized what he was doing when she seen doodle stains in front of his drawers?
I do not know if she saw those things. What I know is that he said that he played a T-girl on New York Undercover. He also played a T-girl in an actual play. Okay? Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that New York Undercover where he played a T-girl.
He said that he was a T-girl. He said he was in there. Oh, and this was the worst part. He said that he could identify with T-girls because he played one in New York Undercover. Now, regardless of how anybody feels, right, I will say this. You do not know what it's like for a 12 to 15-year-old individual who cannot identify with who or what they are, and they have nowhere to fucking go but the strip to get out fetishes and fantasies for people that have money feel. Malik, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
All right, let me ask you this. Why nobody not making a big deal about him messing with these young boys at this time?
It was a big deal.
Listen to me.
Okay, get into it.
The way they got on R. Kelly all over the internet. Why the same energy is not there for him?
You know what it is? Because Malik Yoba actually went out and sought people to say, okay, I'm here for this particular group. He never admitted to messing with underage T-girls.
R. Kelly didn't either. But let me ask you this.
R. Kelly has a video.
What is a T-girl?
A T-girl is a transgender girl. Transgender woman, T-girl. You can say transsexual. You can say transgender. Or...
I'm so confused. I hit the mic. Wait a minute. Just so we can be on the same page.
Yes.
So a young kid that's transgender, they call them T-girls?
They call them T-girls to be less offensive. Now, this is what I will say to you. When it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community, the term tranny is just as bad as, and I'm not comparing it, but the word tranny to a trans person will be just as bad as a nigga is to a black person. I'm not comparing. The reason why I'm saying this is that within the LGBTQIA community, the trans community is one of the main communities that's ostracized from their own community. When it comes to that particular community, white males rule. Okay? You have a lot of T-girls that are murdered on a yearly basis. Things have been going on since the early 70s, 80s. I'm not here to get into that. We're here to talk about what Malik Yoba is trying to push. And this is a thing that gets me, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you know all of this stuff?
Because I have family and I have friends that are part of this community. And like I told you before, I have had some people that have been within this community that have loved and cared for me more than my own fucking family members. And guess what? I am not ashamed to say that.
So your friends probably hate me on this show.
You know what it is? That's not true.
Okay.
And what's fucking with this? Some of my friends on this show like what the fuck you say. You know why? Because they feel that it's black and white. Do not think that because everybody is part of one community, they share the same thought process, because they do not. The problem with Malik Yoba is he's pushing on an agenda, and in my opinion, he's using the LGBTQIA plus community for his own agenda.
Where did the new letters come in at?
Well, listen, y'all, I'm gonna make the joke. Dave Chappelle called them the alphabet people. Yeah. You know, and I find it to be very funny, and it's in all good jokes. But the reality of it is that's what's happening right now. Malik Yoba knew exactly what he was doing. He wants to keep screaming that he's heterosexual. He didn't mess around with underage children, and that he finds T-girls interesting, but he doesn't want to admit to messing around with them. So what the fuck are you trying to do here? Are you trying to revitalize a career? Because we already saw in what was that movie Tyler Perry did? Not Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Why Did I Get Married? Janet Jackson taught us about you, boo, already. What you was into, we just didn't know.
Damn, you right. When she had the dude jump out of the cake and he got mad or got into an accident.
With my red cup. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's Dwayne Wade and his wife now is pushing it also. They're coming out with T-shirts and
I agree, gay for pay. I agree, Tyson. I agree, gay for pay.
And don't get me wrong, because people take it. I have my beliefs, and you can live your life how you live your life. I have no disrespect to anyone. It's just that I just don't think that it's right that it's being pushed down our throats, and that if you disagree with it or you think that this is something that you just wouldn't do,
right,
you become homophobic and
right.
I don't even think that people understand the word phobia. The word phobia means fear. And I'm not scared of a gay person or
LGBTQIA plus.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'm not scared. I just disagree, but they're pushing it, and there's just an agenda.
That's right, Frank.
And I just don't understand the agenda, man. And we got 11 minutes to go, man. So... You got something?
I do. I wanted to kind of, and again, guys, I'm sorry. I have to get into this real quick because we've been talking about a lot of police officers and stuff. But I just wanted to give you a quick update. The feds declined to prosecute officers for Stephon Clark's shooting in March of 2018. If y'all don't remember, Stephon Clark was a young man that actually got shot by police officers in his own grandmother's backyard. And in Sacramento, California. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Cali and FBI said after review, they found insufficient evidence to support federal criminal civil rights charges. According to the investigation, the incident has been closed. People, I keep saying this to you. Stop trying to look for justice in an environment and a society that was built without you in mind. What do you expect? I feel bad that happened to Stephon Clark. Stephon Clark goes into a whole long list of brothers and sisters of ours that have been hurt, prosecuted, done wrong, all because of hate, race, and ignorance. And until we learn to get together and go against this shit, take back our American dollar, because we are the highest consumers in this fucking country, this is going to be the complete same shit that's going to continue to happen. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm going to be real candid. Sometimes I have thoughts that I'm afraid to say on our platform because I'm a mom and I want to live and I want to be here for my kids and for my future generation. I understand the politics behind this shit. But ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes open, because this is real shit. And this is nothing but another version of slavery.
They haven't killed the right black man yet.
I'm Angicon.
That's all I can say, Angie. They haven't killed the right black man yet. Not gonna get into it.
The revolution will not be televised.
Not gonna get into what I mean by it. They just haven't killed the right black man yet. But I want to get into something before I get off the show, man. We got a lot of fellas on here. And what's going on with this $40 shit?
You know what? You get on my nerves.
I'm not gonna get into it all the way, man. But
do you want to know?
I want to know, where is this $40 shit coming from? How is it coming popular? And if you have young daughters, man, talk to your daughters, because giving that ass up for $40, yo, is some bullshit, man. Matter of fact, I gotta say it. My wife already know. Angie laughing, but she know the shit. But I had two females approach me. Young lady asked me, what was that $40? How you want to see how that $40 work?
That 220s, baby.
And then she was like, this is my girl. I had on my uniform. You look like you got some money. So let's see how that $80 work, which meant to me that they was trying to give me a little threesome for $80. And I was caught off guard and baffled because these girls had to be about 19 and 18 years old.
I'm glad you said that.
So what I'm getting to is this $40 shit really becoming that popular? And these young ladies are getting that bold where they walking up, seeing someone and thinking, I could probably get $40 from him real quick?
Well, what's happening right now is, if you listen to today's music and the culture, there's a price on everything. And that goes all the way down to something that's supposed to be sacred to us ladies. Now, I ain't up here saying I'm a nun and shit, but I ain't never do nothing for no damn $40. However, when you take what's happening in society right now, you couple it up with alcoholism, you couple it up with drugs, $40 will take you a long fucking way. Now, I'm going to break it down to you in hood terms. For $40, you can get some pills, you can get something to drink, you can get something to eat from the chicken shack. And for that moment, you feel good about what you did. Why? Because you are numb. You are numb in the fucked up world that you are living in. So when we talk about hot girl summers, when we talk about all this extra dumb shit that's happening around here, you have young ladies.
Hold up, I'm sorry. Nook said $40.
You know what, Norconda, you're right.
Can get you 2 sundresses, 3 pair of jellies, a
Newports, and a Bud Ice.
And God damn, you still have $5 left.
And you still got $5 left. And what happens is that no one is actually taught anymore about what their worth is. So when you're constantly hearing music from men and women, you have men saying, yeah, bitch, get off my dick. I got this money. I'm getting to this bag and all this bullshit. And then you got the females over here like, fuck that bitch. Get that money and get to that bag. This is what their bag is, $40. It is a class. Okay? They've been fucking for money for years. Yeah. You got these bitches up here that's in the strip clubs that can't nobody touch. They've been fucking for G's on in. They've been fucking for rent, groceries, and everything else. Then you got these bitches down here that probably got some shit already put in place. They only need about $500 or $600 from the weed man to make sure they good, or just the weed. And then you got the bottom of the barrel. So it's rich, middle, and low. Now you're talking about the low class, the $40 joints.
Nah, but you know what? I'm not
absolutely. They don't have it.
I'm not going. There's no self-worth. I'm not gonna lie to you. And yeah, everybody know I'm married to loving wife. I ain't going nowhere. But I'm not gonna lie to you.
I hate no content, y'all.
These Uncle Rod, these two chicks, they was thick than a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie.
Thicker than Snickers is what they
said.
said.
And they walked away, and I looked. I'm not gonna lie to you. The shit was just jiggling, and they laughed at me and told me I was scared, which I was. But I'm gonna tell you,
what's attached to that $40.
It's not, yeah, because cats gotta realize too everything that look good. Because let's say I was on some wild shit and said fuck it.
Everything glitter ain't gold, baby.
Take them to where they go. Start getting loose. Now somebody done broke in there, and they robbed me. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's something that you gotta. That's something that you gotta look at. But I'm glad that you just looked at them and just shook your head.
Hey, yo, Frank, I ain't checked my wallet, cuz.
But my thing is this, guys, and I'm gonna say this to the men. If a woman comes to you and says, you know, I'll fucking suck you for $40, don't lead into that stereotype that you're just a man and you're a dog, and if a dog just trying to get a nut, that's a play out to you. I need you to understand that, because you got a lot of men in here nowadays that actually give a fuck about their body. So if you see a female that's coming at you like that, instead of talking about her and kicking her back in after you fucked her, send her away. Pray for that sister and keep it fucking moving. Because guess what? Even though stereotypes might make somebody like me look worse than you, you just as nasty as them, baby. Okay? And all of y'all got to go to the clinic at the same time.
Well, Frank said that burn feel different, and that shit. Yo!
That shit feel different, right?
Yo! Got some wild, but listen, man, guys, we thank y'all.
Oh, shit, the nigga said I got 15 of Black and Mouth. And it works downtown Border Market, and I don't like that. It does. Don't go down to Border Market, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Damn, man, somebody said we not even gonna get it in here. We gonna get off the show, man. Angie, yo, you went ham today, man.
Thank you. I'm demonic.
You went ham today, man. You was beating everybody up today, man. The funniest thing you said today, man, was if that was your child, you would have beat that ass and cut the locks off yourself, man. So go ahead, Angie, get into your shit.
As always, we always appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. And I know that you see that like, comment, and share, subscribe button. So make sure that you do that. 15 minutes of fame, 2 Oxtails and An Empanada. And just to let y'all know, if you are in the East Orange area, October 11th, from the hours of 10 to 2, come to my job. National Career Institute, located at 134 Evergreen Place on the 2nd floor. We are having a job fair. We have over 20 vendors coming out. So you got jobs, you got school, and you got your girl Ange. You got a lot of different opportunities in there, and I am definitely here to help you. So make sure that you tune in for that.
And everybody, just to let you know, we're getting it together. You can either email Uncle Ra at 15mofe radio@gmail.com, or you can email me at pbel.pb@gmail.com. This December, we're gonna have something like a battle royal cipher. We're gonna have a lot of the rappers that came up here. If you want to come up here, man, you can come. We'd love you to come to the show. And we're going to have a big cipher. We're going to interview all the rappers that was really hot that came up here. And we just going to have like a crazy just go for what you go. Maybe about an hour of just straight beats, and cats going to go ham, man. So we getting it together. I want you to know that's going to be something we doing in December. We should have more rappers coming back on here, man. And I love when y'all get on them when they not doing their job. Y'all be tearing their ass up. But I just want everybody to know, man, sometimes you might go through things, and you might have got that chick that you paid $40 for and she burnt you. But always remember that midgets smell things differently on the elevator.
You hear that, Ill?
Thank you. Good night, and we out.